Now we're in the driver's seat, and this is where all the fun begins on the inside. First steps, make sure you have the key fob with you. It could be in your pocket, purse, jacket, up there in the tray. You get the point. To turn the vehicle on, you just apply onto the brake pedal. You see the push button start, lights right up. While your foot's on the brake, push that button right in and take your foot off the brake. Now it's on and running. Over here on the left-hand side of the wheel, we have a power liftgate button. It's not a tap, it's a tap and hold. Then it opens, close. Pretty much easy, straightforward. Right down below on the left-hand side of the wheel, you can have a release. Pull that down. You can push this in, pull it out, down and up. You guys get the point. Lock it right back in place, and then we're good to go. We have a nice leather-wrapped wheel. I like to honk the horn. 3, 2, 1. All of your Honda sensing features are going to be over here on the right-hand side. Let's talk about adaptive cruise and standard cruise control. It's going to be this right here to enable it. Right now, nothing's available, but when you select it, you see one of two icons right up here to let you know it's available. That's going to be adaptive cruise because it has a car in front of the speedometer meter. If you select the button, then you see this icon. That's standard cruise. To switch between the two, it's going to click and hold that button down right there. Then it switches. So it's a tap and hold. Okay. Now, to set your cruise control or adaptive cruise as you're driving down the road, you want to set it. You got a toggle switch right here. Toggle it down. It locks it in. So let's say you're going 55 miles an hour. You need to adjust. You can do tap and hold to increase it by 5 increments, or tap once and it adjusts by 1 miles per hour increments. Now, let's say you're using your adaptive cruise control and you want to select the distance between you and the car in front of you. So you're going to tap this right here. Let's get that to focus. I'm arguing with the camera today. You see those lines up there? More lines means further away, less lines means closer. That's the distance you set in between you and the car in front of you. So let's imagine you're going 55 miles an hour. The car in front of you is going 50. Finally gets the car in range. The car is going to beep at you. When the car gets in and out of range, you can turn that off. Just watch my vehicle setting video. But it's going to slow you down to maintain that distance. Once they get out of the way, whoosh, you resume back to your set cruise control speed. So pretty cool stuff right there. Now this one over here is going to be for 2 features as well. That's going to be for your traffic jam assist and lane keep assist. When you select it, you see an icon right up there to let you know it's available. When it's actively working, you'll see these two go from white to green to give you a visual confirmation. Hey, I'm working, I'm doing my job, okay? You also see lines up on here too to give you a visual confirmation when it's actively working. Now, what is traffic jam assist and lane keep assist? Traffic jam and lane keep assist keeps you in the center of your lane for your city and highway driving. So traffic jam works between 25 to 45 miles an hour, while lane keep assist works between 45 to 90 miles an hour. Driving down the road, you go out of your lane a little bit, it beeps, beep, 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 beep. You can turn that on or off. Then that brings you back and puts you back in the center. You would not be going back and forth playing ping pong. It does a pretty good job keeping you in the center of your lane, so those long journey drives are a little more comfortable. Imagine going down the highway, you got to sneeze at the most inconvenient time. Oh, I love this feature because it helps out quite a bit for those situations. Now you got your cancel. You got a little wheel action here. We're going to talk about that in a second because it goes through the driver's interface controls, wipers, adjustable mitten, rear wiper. It's a twist. You got your lights, off, auto. You got your other options. Over here, you got more of your media controls, so music volume between radio stations and sources. Voice command, like, hey, call Crazy Honda Chris. I'm, Randy Kuehl Honda. Call mom, whatever the case might be. And that's pretty much all of your media controls. Now, more of the media stuff is going to be on this left-hand side little wheel. It's going to control the left-hand side of the driver's interface. Music, USB, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. It's going to be a wireless, no longer plug and play. If you want to hide a couple things, you can, but right now everything is enabled, so you can find it. turn that clock back on, my bad. And there we go. Now for over here on the right hand side, we're going to do the same thing. Let's start from the top. I got a little scroll bar right over there. You can see that we're on the top. You're going to have fuel and range right now on a full tank of gas. Right here, let's talk about the driver's interface. I almost forgot. So right here is the gas gauge. We're looking at the bars, not the red dot down below. Here's your bars, full tank. Gas tank is going to be on the driver's side. Miles down below, 3 miles on the vehicle. We're in normal drive mode. We'll talk about drive modes here in a second. You got a digital speed, and then you also got your speed right up here. The menus on both sides, we just talked about that briefly. We're in park. It is 82 degrees outside. You can see from right there. And then you got your engine temp, coolant temp, whatever you want to call it, right here for you, okay? So pretty easy and straightforward. Honda sensing, you'll see what's available with those two icons right there. And then you're going to have a little card down here, so when you put the vehicle into drive, look at that. I can see that we're on the brakes, turning indicators, lights on, all that cool jazz. Now let's get back here to the menu. So you can see right now with a full tank of gas, we have 402 miles to go before going empty, based on 3.5 miles that we've driven the vehicle so far. Okay, this number is always going to be different from mine and your car. A car that's sitting on the lot, a car that's been driven 5,000, 50,000 miles. Okay, it learns from your driving habits. It depends on, do you always have the AC on? Are you going uphill, downhill driving, flat land driving? Okay, so there's a lot of things that affect your fuel economy. Pretty much laws of average based on your driving habits, based on the X amount of miles, okay? Now to switch between trip A and trip B, you just push in this little wheel. As I got done rambling on, you can see down below, trip B, trip A. To reset that, you just hold in the wheel, then you go to reset, done. I'll go down to the next, speed and time. Next one, driver safety, is your driver's attention monitoring system. So the car knows the difference between the wind blowing you around, are you doing a bad job of driving? Let's say if you're doing a bad job, it's going to give you a 1 bar rating, like a little red bar telling you to pull over. It's going to ding at you. Pull over there, crazy guy. Take a coffee break, take a power nap. There we go, before you get back on the road. You can see where your all-wheel drive comes in, where the power goes as you need it. Who is sitting where, not wearing a seatbelt, or maybe seatbelts are plugged in. Boom, little green, unbuckled. Oil life maintenance, I have a video out there talking about maintenance minders, what each of these codes mean. You see one that would be A or B, then there was 1 through 7. So maybe if you're not as proactive based on Honda's recommendation that you have in your owner's excuse me, owner's manual. I don't know what that was about. In your owner's manual, you can use the fail-safe codes, okay? From there. So yeah, check that out. Safety support, pushing the wheel. Let's go through these options. You're gonna have road departure, blind spot, low speed braking control, parking sensors, and then you're gonna have your collision mitigation, so your forward collision. And so if you guys want to turn any of these features off, hey, not a problem. You'll see this little icon down there with the green, with the little car and all that. That was green and gray. If I turn everything off, it would be all grayed out. It's just a quick visual so you know if everything's on, it's everything off. If something's off and on from there, okay? Now we're going to scroll down to the next one, no content. We go right in here to change your speed distance by clicking and holding. So that changes everything digitally for you. So that's nice. Now, including your analog and then your digital is all kilometers. Click it again, it goes back to miles. So that's nice. Brightness, pushing the wheel to select. Let's go down. Vehicle stability assist, your traction control. If you ever need to turn this off, you come right in here and you click that to turn it off. You get driver 1 settings. So you got your vehicle settings. I have a whole separate video for that out there for you guys. Gauge display. You can hide and show a couple options. Maybe you don't want to use speed and time. You can unselect that. boom. So now when you go through the screen, you won't see that option. It's gone, it's hidden. It cleans up the clutter if you don't use certain things. Now you cannot deactivate everything or certain items on here, okay? You can go from round to bars. Let us know down below in the comments, after you guys buy one of these, are you guys doing the bars? Are you doing the little round? It's kind of curious, you know, little things like that. All right, now we're gonna back out. We're gonna go back down. We're back to the top. So boom. Now we're gonna back up here quick.